Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons & Dragons advice video on familiars. Excuse me, one of the more interesting facets of running a magic user in advanced Dungeons & Dragons is the familiar. A familiar is a creature, an animal, or a being, which can have a slight benefit to the wizard. But, some of the special familiars can be quite nasty. Give you lots of good bonuses. But in my opinion, the downside to a familiar is significant to the point of questioning whether or not they are actually worth the effort. Let me explain. The benefits of a familiar are that the wizard, that the normal creatures give an additional 2 to 4 hit points and some sensory powers and to the wizard, and that's cool. That's not bad. But if the animal dies, the familiar, if it's a normal animal and it dies, the wizard loses twice the number of hit points that the familiar had. So it gives you 2 to 4 hit points with it when it's within a certain range, and that's cool. But you lose twice that much if it dies. So a fireball is devastating to a wizard. A low-level wizard with a familiar, yeah, you're just asking to get killed. I'm sorry, you're asking to die. They don't have to kill you. All they got to do is kill your familiar, and you're fucked. This is the way it is. I have seen wizards die because somebody stabbed a cat. Literally. Such creatures, these familiars, they act as guards, spies, scouts, that kind of thing, so that one should be able to get a good night's sleep with their familiar on guard. And that's always a plus. The magic user can converse with the normal creature, and it is abnormally intelligent and faithful to the wizard. They can retrieve small objects such as keys, a scroll, water skin, etc. Then I wouldn't, depending on their strength, water skin, if it's full, might be a little much. But the normal creatures give sensory powers. The cat gives excellent night vision, superior hearing. The crow gives excellent vision. The owl gives night vision and superior hearing. The hawk gives distance vision. The toad gives wide angle vision, and the weasel gives hearing and olfactory, bonuses. The special familiars are a little more capable. Depending on the alignment of the magic user, it can be a quasit, an imp, a pseudo dragon, or a brownie. All of these are available to read up on in the monster manual. The powers the special familiars give are in the monster manual. Brownies become friends and companions, and the magic user gains a dexterity of 18. The magic user is never surprised, and they get a +2 on all their saving throws. That's cool. I agree. That's awesome. But brownies don't have a hell of a lot of hit points. That's all I'm saying. You kill it, and it's not good. Pseudo dragons, they give a 35% magic resistance while in contact, and they get telepathic transmission of what it sees, and that's cool. The quasit, the pseudo dragon is on page 79. The quasit is on page 80. The quasit gives telepathic communication of senses, including infravision, up to 1 mile distance, as long as it's within a mile. It gives a 25% magic resistance while within 10 feet or 10 yards outside. It allows the wizard to regenerate 1 hit point per round. It gives +1 level of ability while within a mile, but the wizard loses a level of ability while more than 1 mile away. If the quasit is killed, the player character loses 4 levels. Yeah, that could be devastating. If you're a third level wizard and you roll and get lucky and get a closet, is it really luck? I'm just saying. The closet also gives a type of a commune where it communes with a lower plane, and that can be informational. Good for information purposes. But again, 4 levels. I I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's worth it. The imp is on page 54. It gives a telepathic link of sensory impressions, including infravision when within a mile. It gives a 25% magic resistance and regenerates 1 hit point per round when within 10 feet or 10 yards outside. It gives +1 level while within 1 mile, but -1 level outside that mile, just like the Quasit does. It can also contact a lower plane, and if the imp dies, the player character loses 4 levels. Yeah, I'm sorry. To me, if you're more than 6 level, maybe, but to me, it doesn't. It's not worth it. Yeah, you get some nice temporary gains, and the magic resistance could be cool, but it's not worth your life. In my opinion, normal familiars are not powerful enough to warrant the downside. They give the magic user 2 to 4 hit points, but if they die, the wizard loses twice that amount. Wizards don't have that many hit points to begin with. I've seen first level wizards, as I said, lose familiars and it kills them. I've seen that more than once. Um, I saw a big bad evil paladin step on a cat and kill a wizard. Wasn't even meaning to. Um, Area effect spells can be disastrous for a wizard. Um, Say the wizard's there, his familiar's there, somebody casts a fireball into the room. Even if the wizard survives, the familiar probably didn't, even if it made it save, and chances are, the wizard's going to lose that much more hit points. It's devastating. The special familiars give all manner of neat abilities, but if the imp or the quasit gets killed, the player character loses 4 levels. In my opinion, the best thing these specials give is the magic resistance. But since it's so low, 25 to 35%, you really can't rely on it to save your character's life. Brownies give a decent savings throw bonus, and the not being surprised is cool. But in my opinion, the best thing is that the brownies have is high intelligence as a friend or companion. They become an invaluable source of information and advice. There is some discussion and debate among players and dungeon masters alike whether or not the wizard gains the hit points of the special familiars. This is due to the wording of the spell on page 66 of the player's handbook. Now, I've seen it played either way. But either way, the dungeon master wants to play it is okay, but keep in mind that if the magic user gains the benefit of the extra hit points, then should the special familiar die, the magic user loses twice the hit points of that familiar. An imp is a 2+2 hit die critter. A pseudo dragon is a 2 hit die critter. Quasits are 3 hit dice. Brownies are a half hit die. The brownie would not be too bad, but the others range from 2 to 24 hit points. A max hit point quasit familiar dying would cost the magic user 48 hit points. This could potentially drop a 12th level wizard. So yeah, it's crazy. Familiars can be fun in the game, but make sure that the player understands the downside of them dying. If there's any question the player could potentially handle it badly, then I would recommend against it. I saw a player. I was playing in this game. I was not the dungeon master. Everybody at the table heard the dungeon master explain everything about this familiar, and this familiar had it ended up the guy rolled max. He had 8 hit. The I want to say it was a cat had 5 hit points, and when the paladin and the he explained, if you die, you're going to lose 10 hit points. The second level wizard only had 8. So, yeah, the paladin jumped in there and was attacking the group, and he stepped on the cat and killed the wizard. This player did not handle it well. Well, that's not fair. We told you what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. You chose to do it. But that's not fair. Well, there's nothing fair about getting killed in combat with a paladin, an evil paladin. It's just, But them's the breaks. This could create friction in the game, and that's something every dungeon master would rather avoid. So if a player really wants to do it, make sure you explain to them exactly what's going on with that familiar. Make sure they know all the ins and outs. Make sure they know what the pros and cons are. Make sure they understand the downside. At that point, if they want to do it, hey, knock yourself out. But just be careful, because the downside of a familiar can be really, really down. They give a few nice bonuses. I'm not saying they don't. And they are useful. But again, the downside is really down. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Devo Poland, a scientific representative of a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, is sent away as an exchange officer. His objective, to learn the one skill his species never developed, to fight. And he's sent to learn that skill from the one species who does it better than any other in the galaxy, humans. If you like science fiction with an upbeat military tone, check out my novel, Vanguard One.